Here today with
Lynn.
Lynn, yeah, and Lynn wants to work on something. I'm not really sure what technique we're going to use on you, but you want to work on something. What's one word that comes to mind? What is the thing that you want to work with?
Confidence.
Confidence, right? Okay, brilliant, confidence. So is there something holding you back at the moment in terms of confidence?
Standing in front of people.
Yeah, like this now.
To deliver. Yeah, like this, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a challenge, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So there'll be words that come into your mind to do with, you know, like lack of confidence or not confident and stuff like that. So that's the stuff that's holding you back. But we want to get you into the kind of resource mindset, possibility mindset, where you've got creative resources. So one of the things I do to frame this particular session, like the 6-step reframe, which is what we'll do for this, for the most up-to-date version, is we'll get you to identify resources. So one of the presuppositions behind the 6-step reframe is behind every behaviour there is a positive intention. Right. Yeah. Now that's quite controversial, but you know, your behaviour at the moment is you haven't got confidence.
No.
Yeah. But there is some positive intention behind that. You want to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's lots of different other examples we can think of. So is it fair to say that behind every behaviour there is a positive intention? Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so step one, I'd like you to identify what it is you want to work with.
I'd like to work with people.
Yeah, so the theme is actually confidence, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. The second thing we're going to do is get you to work with your unconscious mind. So this will be through like body signals, creating yes and no responses. Right. And I don't really want you to think about things or work things out in your normal kind of way. Just tune into your body. I know you're probably quite good at that anyway.
I like to tune in.
So we'll work at setting up those kind of responses. So if you just come forward a little bit, put your feet together, we'll just keep away from that. Okay, and just close your eyes. Okay? Now I just want you to let go of everything, you know, thoughts, busyness and all that. You can hear the whirring of the diffuser. Take a breath. Just chill. Make sure your ankles are together a little bit, yeah? Okay? Okay. And this technique it used to be known as the breakthrough technique because it was the breakthrough to the unconscious mind, yeah? It was the technique that John Grinder produced and gave it to Milton Erickson to celebrate his work. So I'd like you to tune in and just get a sense of that feeling in your body, the warmth in your feet, softness in your head, and the softness between your shoulders. And just know that, you know, you can feel yourself moving that way, right? You don't have to assist or resist or anything. You feel yourself moving that way and this way, yeah? And just allow yourself to go, knowing that I'll never let you drop or anything like that. You can go as far as you need to. And I'd like you to tune into your body and ask your unconscious mind to give you a signal for your body. That means yes. Okay? So that's you doing it because you're nodding your head. Okay? So just feel this movement. Okay? So we're going to spend a little bit of time on this. Okay? You can feel yourself moving around, a bit like a kind of pivot. Yeah? And speaking directly to your unconscious mind, get Lynn to produce a signal through our body, a movement or a twitch or a sway. That means yes. And I don't want Lynn to do it consciously. Trust your unconscious mind to give you that signal. That means yes. Okay? So if that was a yes, just amplify. Make it 2, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times stronger. Yes. Brilliant. Okay? So unconscious, was that a yes signal? If it was a yes, give me a strong and firm yes. Brilliant. Okay, now just let that go and just stay there. Now I'm going to speak directly to Lynn's unconscious mind and ask Lynn's unconscious to provide her with something different. And this is a signal that means no. No. Okay, if that was a no, magnify it, make it 3, 4, 5 times stronger. No. No. That's it. If that was a no, just magnify it 10 times. No. Brilliant. Excellent. Now, speaking directly to Lynn's unconscious mind, I'm going to ask it a question, and it's going to give me a yes, preferably, a yes response, and I'm going to ask it the question, has Lynn got a behaviour in relation to confidence that she wants to change? Brilliant. Now, here's the other question to the unconscious. Speaking directly to Lynn's unconscious, is there a positive intention behind this behaviour? Lynn doesn't need to know what it is, but I'm just going to ask, is there a positive intention behind not being confident? Brilliant. Now, unconscious mind, are you willing to generate a minimum of 3 new behaviours to satisfy Lynn's positive intention? If you are, give me a strong, firm yes. Brilliant. Now, unconscious mind, are you willing to implement these new behaviours, the minimum of 3 new behaviours that satisfy the positive intention for a period of time that's realistic for Lynn? I mean, it could be 3 weeks, could be 3 months, 6 months, could even be a year. Once you've got that and you're willing to implement them for a period of time that's realistic for Lynn, give me a strong and firm yes. Brilliant. So lastly, unconscious mind, all these new behaviours that have been integrated for Lynn that were the complete opposite of the things that she came here for, are these new changes harmonious to all areas of Lynn's life? If so, gives a strong and firm yes. Brilliant. Now I'd just like Lynn to check in with herself and just allow a little bit of time for those skills and resources and new behaviours, those new positive intentions to integrate. So they might happen instantly, straight after this session, or they might happen later on today, or when she's asleep, or when she wakes up in the morning. But they will begin to spill over into Lynn's life, into all areas of her life. So Lynn, just check in with your unconscious mind and give thanks to it for creating this communication system and creating all these new behaviours for you. That's it. Okay? So when you're ready to see the world from a confident perspective with new skills, you can open your eyes and feel fresh and alive with a fresh perspective. There you go, and you can move your feet apart as well, have a little stretch. So we'll just stop there, but that was a really simple technique where it's non-verbal. I didn't need to know what Lynn's problem really was. She said confidence, but you could have just said, yeah, I've got something to work with. It's content free, so I'm not asking her to dredge up the past. I'm just getting yes and no responses. More modern version of that, we can work just with the yes response and cut it down. And traditionally there's 6 steps to this. The 6 steps are: identify the behaviour you want to change, generate honest, unconscious yes and no responses. At first they weren't honest because Lynn was going like this. Yeah. So get honest, unconscious yes and no responses. Ask the unconscious, is there a positive intention behind this behaviour, and wait for a response. Ask the unconscious to generate a minimum of 3 new behaviours to satisfy that positive intention. So the positive intention might be for Lynn to do really well in her career. So you're getting your unconscious to agree 3 new behaviours to satisfy that intention. So it might be like going out more, it might be speaking to more people, making more phone calls. Mm-hmm. You don't need to know what that is consciously, because your unconscious mind knows what it is. The last thing was implement a time frame that's realistic. Now this used to be like for 3 weeks, but then after 3 weeks, you know, the person, new resources would stop. So what I tend to do now on step 5 is say, do you agree to implement this to make it permanent? Do you agree to sever the old links of no confidence and create new links of confidence that is permanent, that'll just be acted upon immediately? So this is what I do nowadays. I make it shorter. And the last step, step 6, was about ecology. You know, all these changes, ecological, harmonious with all areas of Lynn's life. Yeah, and at any point you can get a no response, right? So it might just be like this, or it might be like Lynn's no, which was that kind of way. If you get a no response, all you do is ask the unconscious, say, is there a positive intention behind that no response? Then you'll get a yes.
Yeah, okay.
Right. What's really interesting with your yes response is you move away, whereas most people go yes. Right. So maybe
That's
this.
interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So that's kind of interesting. So those are the 6 steps. The more up-to-date version of the 6-step reframe is it's called an N-step reframe, because there could be any number of steps. If you get a no and you say, is there a positive intention? And for whatever reason it goes no, then you've got to start creating an ally with your unconscious mind and asking other questions to create a resolution. So you might say, okay, there's a no behind that. Is there anything else you can do unconscious? And yes, okay. Are you prepared to do that now?
It went back and said yes.
Are you prepared to identify what that is? And yes, then are you prepared to implement that now? Yes, great. Then you can move on to the next step. So the more up-to-date version from John Grinder is the N step, because there's any numbers of steps assigned. We can cut it down really short, but bearing in mind this is a negotiation with your unconscious mind, it can be really, really simple.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how was it for you, that little experience internally? What was it like?
I just felt that you, as soon as you said it's in tune with your body, I do that quite a lot, and I just felt myself was easy.
Well, turn around just a little bit, just because I've been turning around that way, and I've got a big nose, right? So what were you saying? You can still look at me, but
so I just felt that when you said the word go in tune, automatically I went in tune with my body.
yeah,
So it was like you were giving me a command.
Yeah.
And I just took it on.
yeah,
And when you were saying things, I knew exactly what you were saying, but I purposely blocked out thoughts and everything and just went with it. But originally it was me. Oh, you know, and I thought.
So this is why we have to frame it as an honest unconscious signal. And ideally you want it to come from the person, you want it to be there, so people have got different twitches, different movements. Sometimes people, like for me, my no response was a flared nostril. It was like, right. Yeah, and I still get that now.
I have to say something, because when you said that, you sort of like, you just let yourself go and you're going deep, and then it just comes.
Yeah.
You don't think about it because you're not, it just goes with your conscious mind. That's, in control.
So how do you feel about the confidence thing? Obviously, this is an unconscious process, so some of the changes you don't even know what might result. It sounds strange, but because it's not at the front of our conscious minds, you can't immediately see, oh, I'm going to do this. So it's a bit of an abstract concept, but I mean, how do you feel about now after going through that?
Right, I feel a bit of a spark.
Yeah.
It's like I had
a spark.
A spark.
Like
something like jolt it is.
Brilliant.
A spark or a jolt, that's... it's like when you're like a sunny day, woo, like... Yeah. Something's
That's good. A sunny day, woo!
Yeah.
Right, so a spark, so that's your key word, that's your code word to take away, right? Yeah. Spark. Okay. Because your unconscious mind will know what spark is, right? We could say identify 3 new behaviours, and you go, hang on a minute, I should make more phone calls, I should try harder, and it's like, a bit tiring, but spark, right? Yeah. Go home and say spark to yourself again and again and again, and integrate it in all areas of your life, and you'll find that these new behaviours will start to happen automatically, effortlessly, and importantly, unconsciously.
Thank you very much.
So thanks, Lynn. Right, cheers.
Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thank you.